Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another character spotlight for Marvel's Contest of Champions. Today, we'll be having a look at another one of the Iron clones. However, this character is very unique in the way that they behave, because they have a couple of additional functions and features that are not present in the other Iron type characters that we've looked at up until this point. We are looking at Iron Patriot, and there's a lot of things that are interesting and good about this character. There's a lot of things that I don't really like, and at one point in time, Iron Man actually worked this way, and then he was changed to be made a lot more beneficial and well-rounded of a character. So it's kind of interesting that we have a throwback or a remnant of what that character once was in the form of Iron Patriot. And for that reason, I don't foresee there being any main or large changes to this character. But let's talk about it and how you can better utilize this character when you choose to use them. So first off, when Iron Patriot is being attacked, when he is struck by an opponent, he has a 10% chance to gain an armor up buff, which lasts for 6 seconds, and it actually increases his defense by a fairly wide margin. And then on his special attacks, those are the only other direct features that he has outside of his signature ability, but the special one has a 70% chance to inflict armor break debuffs, removing one armor buff from the opponent, and those armor break debuffs will last for 8 seconds. You can actually get up to 2 because that special attack one does have 2 different laser repulsor blasts that connect into the opponent, so if you're lucky, you can get 2 armor break debuffs off of that special animation activation. The special 2 attack has 3 different strikes to it, and it involves Iron Patriot doing a corkscrew maneuver as he moves to a prone or horizontal position and then drills into the opponent. Each of those 3 strikes has a 54% chance to inflict an armor break debuff, which again removes the armor buffs from the opponent, or up to 1 of those armor buffs from the opponent, and then reduces the armor rating by a much lesser degree than the special 1. And it does last a little bit longer, having a 9-second duration, but in addition to the armor break debuffs that it can apply, there's a 74% chance for the opponent to get stunned for a 4-second duration, which is a fairly healthy stun, because you can get, under most circumstances, a 4-hit combo, a 2-hit combo, and then have enough time to start up a full 5-hit combo, assuming the fact that you don't have to worry about the energy gauge from your opponent moving into that 3rd special attack, or if you're fighting an opponent that doesn't have the handicap of the 3rd special animation being deactivated. So you've just kind of got to be cautious about that, but there is a lot of potential for a very aggressive combo there, should you be able to pull it off. And then on the special 3, there is a 100% chance for the opponent to be stunned for almost 5 seconds. 4 3/4 seconds stun is how long that one lasts, and that just gives you more time than what the special 2 did to carry out your aggressive chain combo should you land that attack. And that's the biggest thing you've got to be careful of when fighting against Iron Patriot, is making sure that you don't get caught up by that special 3, because there's nothing you can do about it, and you are going to be in for a world of hurt if you are unable to circumvent it by power drain or any other method. Now, Iron Patriot does have the Arc Overload signature ability when the character's been awakened, and that behaves very similarly to Iron Man and other of these Arc Overload abilities that we've seen, where there will be an Arc Reactor Overload that activates when his health drops below 15%, which offers a certain amount of regeneration and a 50% power gain over a decent duration. But the catch is, when the regeneration buff ends, he activates a burnout phase, and when Iron Patriot is burned out, he can no longer activate armor up buffs, and he can no longer apply armor break or stun debuffs to his opponents. And that is a really big problem for this character, because a lot of the Arc Overload type characters that we've seen or will look at you have an opportunity to prolong your efficiency in battle and stay alive, but it does make it a lot harder for Iron Patriot to get the maximum benefit because there is a drawback to activating that arc reactor. Now, if you make it through the end of that fight and you go into the next fight, you no longer have the burnout applied to it, so at least there's that. And you can only have burnout applied in the fight if you ever drop below that health threshold. But it is a really big problem with this character and a large hindrance to them in their efficiency. And then there is an armor up buff that activates during that regeneration to kind of help provide some additional coverage, but it's about half as strong as a regular armor up buff that he would gain as per the uses of his normal abilities. So I really don't think that this character is going to see any changes because he is a callback to how Iron Man and other characters worked previously, but I would like to see that particular aspect of his kit removed because it really does serve as a detriment to the character and the character's viability. Now, I don't think that it would be that big of a deal if Iron Patriot were to still have some sort of detrimental effect applied when and if something like that does happen, but it shouldn't be nearly as severe. I think that if you are going to keep the burnout mechanic, you should just reduce the efficiency of the armor up buffs or give him a finite number of those buffs, similar to how War Machine works when he enters that lowered state of defense. I just feel like that's a lot more fair, all things considered. And like I've said before, I wouldn't be opposed to having this character completely overhauled in general. I just don't foresee it happening due to the fact that he is a memory and a remnant of what used to be for certain characters within the game. But what do you think? Do you think that Iron Patriot is going to receive a buff and an overhaul, or do you feel like he's just going to be another one of those characters that gets left by the wayside? Be sure to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe for daily variety content. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.